Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Tisha here, back to discuss something that I had absolutely no intentions of talking about. But after reading the comments on social media, I feel the need to say something. Now, some of you all are familiar with this subject, some of you aren't. You don't know who these people are. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to what I know. We're looking at DDG and Haley. I think is it Haley or Halle? Y'all, I always say it wrong because I hear it pronounced so many different ways. But these are the two people that we're talking about today. And what has happened is after having a relationship, after having a son, the two of them have separated, and she recently got a restraining order against him because of a DV situation. She describes it as it happening more than once. With that being said, I'm finding myself frustrated with the comment section because a lot of them are accusing her of lying. And I just don't feel like she is. And if you do, that's okay. But don't turn this into a thing where we're blaming the person who's been assaulted because she's still stuck around. And I'm saying that because I myself have been through a DV situation and I stuck around. It doesn't have a face, people. Just because someone doesn't have black eyes doesn't mean there aren't other bruises and things of that nature that they are hiding. It doesn't. Just because she stuck by him doesn't mean that she wasn't fearful at times. And I don't know the ins and outs of this situation. I just feel like we got to stop acting like just because someone looks a certain way or because they have a certain background or because they present themselves as normal. Do you think that all abusers look like abusers? And I'm gonna say an alleged abuser because we don't know what the situation is here. But I think this is a thing where watch and see how it plays out rather than hurrying up and jumping down her throat and saying that she's lying. So I'm gonna read an article that has to do with this, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, so I'm going to put it up on the screen because I want you all to see what I'm reading from. It says Bailey claims DDG attacked her multiple times, and she gets restraining order. Bailey says she's had enough of DDG allegedly abusing her. She filed a police report and now she wants court order protection from the father of her child, TMZ has learned. In documents filed on Tuesday in LA, she claims things first got physical in January. They broke up back in October. And Bailey says DDG came over to pick up their son, Halo, and she tried to start a convo with the rapper about child visitation schedule. There's nothing odd about that to me. If you're separated, I think the smart thing to do is to work out a visitation schedule. That way you're not popping up whenever you feel like it, but we have it either in writing or via our verbal agreement, which in this case I would have got it in writing, stating that this is the time that you're going to pick him up, this is the time that you're going to drop him off. So here is her showing the marks. Here it's on her arm of, her bruise from him, alleged a bruise from him. As she was buckling Halo into the car seat, she claims DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car, itch." Bailey says the baby was crying and she got nervous about DDG leaving with him in such an agitated state. I completely understand that. Children have a way of picking up on your energy. And if you are here and you are fussing and you are yelling and you are calling his mother a itch and you're yelling it, the baby is picking up on the hostility of the situation, of the tenseness of the environment. That's when they allegedly started wrestling, with DDG pulling her hair. slamming her face on his steering wheel and chipping her tooth. Now, here is her chipped tooth. There have been people online saying that it was already chipped back in 2023 and things of that nature. I don't know. I've never been up this close and personal in her mouth, but she is alleging that he chipped her tooth. Bailey says she was in pain and crying, and although that stopped the fighting, she was still worried about Halo. I'm not surprised there. As a mom, your first concern is your child. So she remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house, where she told his family what happened. Now, people were going off in the comments saying, why was she in the car with him and things of that nature? Let's not sit here and act like there haven't been instances, and I'm not saying this is what he was going to do, but there haven't been instances where men have harmed children to get back at moms. We've seen it. We've read it. We've watched it. So I'm not going to come down on her for wanting to protect her child. Once they told her they'd take care of the baby, she left hysterically and with bruises on her arms to go along with her chipped tooth. She attached photos of her alleged injuries in her request for the restraining order. She also alleges DDG creeped her out in March when he showed up at her home, entered without permission, went to her bedroom, and texted a pic of Haley's empty bed to her, along with the text, "Now I know what you've been on." Laugh out loud. Haley says she interpreted the text as DDG accusing her of having sex with other people. Let's say she was. Y'all aren't together. It's none of your business. First. Second of all, who are you to come up in my house and take pictures of my room? Who allowed you in my house? Did you have a key? Did you break in? Like, how did he get in there? There's so much of this that is being left out, and I understand TMZ got this information, but there's a lot that we don't know. 4 days later, she claims he really exploded when he came back to her house. So this is after he already chipped her tooth. This is after he already bruised up her arm. This is after he allegedly already pulled her hair and called her all types of itches. He comes back and explodes again. Bailey told him that she and the baby were sick and she didn't want him to leave home. And she claims that when he got verbally abusive, he smashed her ring cam and ran away with her phone. Now, I remember seeing a clip online, because my son showed it to me, of him talking about how she was preventing him from seeing his child, how she was talking about he was sick and he just wanted to come and take over and help with the baby. And when I saw the clip, I told my son, like, there's more to that story. More than likely she asked him not to come and he popped up anyways. They're not in a situation where she would probably want him to pop up, but he popped up. As he drove off, she claims DDG threw the phone out of his window and yelled to her, "Go get it, itch." The incident prompted her to file a police report, and she says she also has ring footage to back up her side of the story. Now, I'm thinking based on that she filed a police report back in March. It was also around this time that DDG claimed on X he'd been fighting to see Halo for months. That goes back to the things that he was saying. So we got a photo here of her, and she has taken pictures. She is on a trip with her sister, and I believe it is St. Lucia. Somebody gave him information trying to act like this other person was in the same place because he too took pictures in a tropical island. I guess everybody, doesn't travel, but he thought that she was with this person. So it says pretty much confirms that Bailey and this guy rumors that she's keeping Halo away from DDG while this other guy is playing stepdaddy in St. Lucia is nasty work. I don't know who this person is that's saying it, but we don't know what's going on. And let's say she is there with another man. That's her prerogative. Y'all gotta stop acting like once a woman is with a man that she can't leave and go about her business. They broke up according to her back in October. So if she has since moved on, then that is her right. Like, why are we sitting here shaming her if she has moved on? Now, the baby don't need to be around any random men. I agree with that part. But you don't see the man in the picture holding the baby. So why are you jumping to that conclusion? So he sends her a message that says, this is foul with whatever the person posted. Bet. He then says, you think you hurting my feelings when you really just ruining your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. So you stressing her out on Mother's Day, but just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him on. I'm on the same ish. How old are we? That I think they're in their 20s. How old are we that you are threatening her through a text message about something that, number one, shouldn't concern you, and number two, is none of your business, and number three, is false? For Bailey, though, the final straw came just last weekend when she said she was vacationing with her son and her sister in St. Lucia, when he texted her links to social media posts, the ones that I just read. She replied, not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon. She kept it cordial. She kept it nice. This little image right here, to me, is proof in his reaction that there's some truth to it. So the judge granted her a domestic violence restraining order requiring DDG to stay 100 yards away and gave her permission to take nearly 18-month-old Halo to Italy, where she'll be filming a movie for 2 months. See, she's booked and busy and he can't stand it. Now, I don't know if I want to play this clip because I think they were cursing, but he was on live when he found out that she filed a restraining order against him.
New spring styles are here.
I don't want that playing in the background. Yeah. Give me 1 second.
And feel like, should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying GGTMZ? All right, I'm looking at her story now. Oh.
You reading about a restraining order being put against you, he probably already knew this because his reaction isn't giving shocked. You're saying, what? But if I was completely blindsided by something, I don't think my reaction would have been, what? I think I would have been going crazy. Let's continue with the foolishness.
Call that. Don't even. That can't even be real. Call that, bro. Call that. But that can't even be real. That's the thing. But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night?
What did y'all talk about last night? F all that, bro. That's not even that's not even a thing. What? It is a thing. And you know it's a thing. And y'all supposedly talked about something near that thing last night. Let's keep going.
All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
And there's plenty of other fathers and real person and human beings that abuse people on a daily basis. So what does that have to do anything? I'm just saying, okay, let me let him finish. And then I'm going to say what I want to say about some of these comments. And we just going to keep it moving because I'm getting upset thinking about it.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like, I gotta
just don't do it, bro. Come here. All that. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false to ruin the stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for.
I'm done. We're not even gonna do no false stuff to ruin the stream. Bump your stream. It's not about your stream. It's not about what he presents. See, this is the thing. This is the thing that bothers me, right? Y'all gotta start being honest when it comes to your friends. I don't know how many men are going to see this. I don't know how many women are going to see this. Start being honest when it comes to your situation, right? I don't know why, because I myself to this day, even though I went through what I went through, still in various ways protect the individual that did what he did to me. And I say that because I did not tell certain members of my family just how bad it got, right? I didn't let them know about me being choked out. And I didn't let them know about a pow pow being held to my head. And I didn't let them know that we were actually tussling. And I think that because you don't see something that you think is not real. Boo boo, whether you want to hear this about your friend DDG or not, this isn't the first time that a person, that a female, let's clarify, that a female has alleged that he has done physical harm to them. I believe it. I gotta say alleged for the sake of these YouTube streets and things of that nature, but I believe it. And I'm not gonna say that she's perfectly innocent, but nothing that she said warrants him putting his hands on her. Nothing that she's done in terms of moving on warrants him sending her text messages and screenshots of stuff that she's doing online as he tries to threaten her as to what he's going to do the next time he gets his child. It's not right. And the fact that he did that is F-boy behavior. Y'all aren't together anymore. You've both moved on. She's focused on her career, and every turn he gets, from what I've seen, he always talks about her image this and her image that, and how, she got to keep this little image and gotta go. I don't think that she's trying to keep any image. I think she's trying to keep her business offline, but you keep bringing it online. The whole time when he said all those things about her back in March, when he was online telling people that she was keeping the child away, she didn't say anything. I need to be more like that, where I don't say anything. But I just feel the need to say something because I just was so, like, when I say the comments are ridiculous, the comments are ridiculous. I'm trying to see if I can find it, because I got to let y'all know I'm not making this thing up. I saw the things that people are saying, and the fact that she's telling you that there's been a pattern of emotional and physical abuse with their situation, and your response is to say that she's lying because of the way that she showed up sometimes with him. What does that mean? What does that mean? I can't look, now that I'm looking for it, I can't. People were talking about how, why didn't she come to the door when he came knocking? She really's trying to keep that man away from his son. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Why are you people like this? Why? This is what Black women do. They run around saying that the man's a deadbeat because he never sees his kids, when they're the reason why he doesn't see his kids. This is the type of stuff that's out here. Oh, I don't condone grabbing the arm and her hair, but why she's still around him? He really wants to be of his child, a part of his child's life, but she's keeping him away. Like this, y'all. I'm done. I ain't even gonna put that crap out there, because at the end of the day, let's normalize understanding that abuse doesn't have a look. Let's normalize understanding that I got choked one day and the next day I was around my friends with a scarf around my neck. Like, and this was many, many years ago. Understand, y'all, I'm okay. I'm way past that. The next time a man hit me, I decked him and I left. And I never looked back. So understand, I've learned. I have definitely learned my lesson. I was in my 20s when that situation happened. She's in her 20s. She unfortunately learned the hard way. And what's sad is that so many women at some point in time in their life have experienced abuse, and some of them don't even realize it. So I know this was all over the place. I'm gonna put this in my in another things section because I think that's where it needs to go. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but let's understand that just because it doesn't look like something's going on doesn't mean that there's not something going on. Y'all let me know what you thought about this. Until next time.